Hey, this is Simeon, and I'm so glad to be back with you to explore another historical instrument from Real Samples. And today we're going to be taking a look at a 1628 Dutch harpsichord. And I've just found that these historical instruments have such personalities on their own. And this one is kind of special in that it has two different registers. So you have two keyboards, two complete manual keyboards. So you're playing an upper and a lower, and they have an 8-foot and a 4-foot stop and the different combinations. And so Real Samples has given us like 6 different combinations of these registers. And so we're going to take a look at these. And just as a reminder, you do need the full version of Kontakt in order to use this particular instrument. And so let's just dive in. So let's go ahead and just start at equal temperament 440 and bring up the 2 times 8-foot. So this is going to be the upper and lower manual playing the 8-foot stops together. And you can see the meters on the upper and lower Kontakt instruments there. The upper instrument, of course, is your notes on. And then every once in a while, you'll see that bottom instrument kick in with the notes off. There are 8 note down because a harpsichord isn't velocity sensitive. To get away from that machine gun effect, they've recorded each key with 8 variations of when you play the note, and then 4 different variations when the note's released. So I'm going to solo the lower instrument, and we can just kind of hear what the notes off are doing. You kind of hear that. And there are 4 variations, and so it just gives you that nice variety. Combined together, it's a very natural. And now let's go to just the lower 8-foot. So this is what we're listening to now are both the upper and lower manual 8-foot stops playing together. Now let's just load the lower and let's take a listen. You can hear just a depth or a warmth of the sound. It's really not a thin sound per se. I guess when we're comparing just a single 8-foot stop and then both of them together, but there's just something about this. It's not a tinny type of sound. It's a real rich. And I think that was what was the thing that was desired among these Dutch harpsichords, is just the tone that set them apart from other harpsichords of the day. And just load up the 4-foot stop and just get a feel for the sound. So the 4-foot stop is a higher octave than the 8-foot stops. Now the Tutti has all of the stops together. And so we've got the 4-foot and both 8-foots, so everything. So here we go. And you can hear the 2 8-foot stops together, and then the 4-foot stop having that octave higher just gives it really a nice brightness. So it stops here at this G. So very nice. You just hear how just nice and warm that is. Let's just jump to the 372 tuning, and let's go ahead and do the Tutti layer as well. And we can kind of hear the difference in the tuning. So this is the original tuning, the 372. So here we go. Now this is, I'm playing in C, but it's tuned to 372. And sometimes my ear hears a pitch and sees what I'm playing on the keyboard, and sometimes because I'm so used to 440, it's a little hard to get used to. Because it's almost like a whole semitone down. That's really cool. So let's jump on the Valotti tunings, and same thing. You have all of the different registrations. We've got both 8-foot stops, the 4-foot stop, and the lower 8-foot stop by itself. And then we have the upper 8-foot stop in this preset as well. So let's go ahead and just load up the upper 8-foot stop. And this is the Valotti tuning. So some of the notes have been just tweaked a little bit as far as some of the tuning. And so let's just take a listen. And some of it just makes it sound a little bit brighter. Some of the notes are just kind of just adjusted a little bit, just a little microtonal adjustments. But when you're playing chords, all those little harmonic things just kind of come into play and create that really interesting sound. Let's go ahead and load up the Tutti combination. And this is everything together. Yeah. I like the low end on this. Yeah, very nice. Now let's jump into the 372. I'd like you to be able to hear the difference in the tunings. And I'm going to go with this Lottenzug, the lute. It's like a lute stop. And it sounds to me, it's kind of like a muted type of, it's almost like a muted stop. So let's take a listen. And then this is the Valotti at 372. So let's take a listen. Yeah, listen to that. I like that. It's kind of like a muted or more of a pluck, like a muted pluck sound. There we go. Let's go back to 440. Yeah. So one of the things that I like to do, I like to use these historical instruments along with with some effects, with different types of effects. And I recently discovered Black Hole from Eventide, and I'm just kind of been playing around with that. So I thought I would just run some of these sounds through this crazy reverb here, and just to kind of just give you a taste of what you can do. So I've got the Tutti Complete loaded, and that's the 440. So I'm going to bypass Black Hole here inside of Cakewalk and just kind of give us now let's turn on the Black Hole. You know, they just recently recorded some sounds from inside a black hole, and it is pretty interesting. So here we go. I've got the Dreamscape preset pulled up. And you can hear just how it just takes it into another universe. I love having that really deep low end. Let's pull up another preset from Black Hole. Let's go to Quasar Trails. Why not? You're discovering along with me, so here we go. That is amazing. So we have instruments from the 1600s with effects from, let's say, the 21st century, where past meets future and beyond. Wow. So this is Simeon saying, stay joyful, and I'm so glad to be able to take you on these joyful journeys. Until next time.